Oh my goodness, it's another commentary.
Yep.
You've seen feedback on the other three before this. What are those doing like right now?
I mean, they're better than usual videos, I guess. It's not anything special. The best one is probably the episode 1 commentary.
We made it. 36 views.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah,
we'll
but
get to the...
today we're watching another John Williams movie.
Well, I don't know if I'd scored by, yeah.
Yeah. This is E.T., the Extra-Terrestrial.
Terrestrial.
Okay, I think this is the original 1982 version, not the 2002 version.
The one that has the gun thing?
Where they changed the police officers' guns to walkie-talkies. Because in the 80s it was okay to shoot kids, but then 2002, we can only talk about kids. Doesn't matter. So I'm pretty sure we're watching that version. The changes are so minor though. So like,
it won't really matter.
If you have the Blu-ray, that works.
VHS might run into some problems.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna hit play right
countdown.
Oh, I hit play. It doesn't matter.
2, 3, 4.
Yeah, it says Universal. You like that Universal logo?
I like it better. There's actually one version of that in the movie The Burbs where it shows the Universal thing and then it zooms into the suburbs. Yeah. So I kind of like that older logo than the modern one.
Yeah, I like the one from...
Has that always been purple or is that just the TV?
It's probably just the TV. No, but I like the one from like... What was it? It was probably like the mid-90s. It was probably like around like 93 or 94. That one, like the... You know, like they show the letters like really come like wrap around the side of it.
Oh, yeah.
So
I heard Henry Thomas...
Yeah, that's his name.
Elliot. I heard he got the role for Elliot because...
He made Steven Spielberg cry.
I guess, but I know his audition, the reason why he could cry so well or something like that was because his dog had recently died, and so he would think of his dog in order to help him cry, and that would, I guess, enhance his acting, and Steven obviously found it very good. I remember... He always said, you ever notice he kind of says him weird? You can't take him.
Him.
It's like him.
Him. Wait, who says this? Elliot or?
You can't take him. Yeah. It's not like a him. It's like him. But just a certain way he says it, I've always noticed. I don't know. How old were you when you first saw this movie? Because this is kind of like one of those classic childhood movies of, in the sense of, I don't know. It's just like always been part of the childhood.
Well, I
Star
saw
Wars
it
kind of similar to that.
I saw it in theaters during the 2002 re-release for the, what would that have been, 20th anniversary?
Yeah.
So at least then, but I'm sure I saw it a couple times before that.
This movie originally supposed to be about just a kid going through a divorce?
Well, I mean, that's really what the...
Well, yeah, I know.
That's what the movie's really about.
Wasn't that supposed to be the main... Like just originally... Or like Spielberg had the idea for a movie, and it was just that premise, and then, of course, somehow aliens got involved?
I don't know.
And to think this is 3 years after the original Alien movie came out in 1979... So you went from like a horror version of an alien visiting a place or a, I don't know, an alien coming down or just that idea of one alien, one extraterrestrial. But this one's a little teddy bear basically.
Yeah.
What do you think those things are? Like,
they're definitely some sort of fungus.
They get like food from it? Or is it like a...
You've never been to Universal Studios,
no?
Have you? They have that ET.
I imagine that stuff. It probably has DMT in it. All those shroom-looking things.
Those little nipples.
It's kind of moist. I bet there's some kind of drugs in there, psychedelic drugs. That's what gives them their powers. What the heck is that? I've never noticed that. What the heck is that?
It's just
A tree with a mouth and a nose. It looks like an ent from Lord of the Rings.
Oh, there's more than one of them right there.
I mean, I guess they're all Jedi, so...
Well, then, 6 years later, we got the movie Mac and Me.
Which was like a very pale imitation of this.
And also, the whole thing was just a McDonald's commercial.
But it was a feature length.
Yeah.
Or it was like a feature film, right?
Yeah, but it was... The whole thing was meant to advertise McDonald's. Oh, no, they go around and they collect plants from everywhere.
Oh, okay, so that explains it.
Yeah, because look, that's what he's out doing right now. So what do you think his name actually is?
It's probably something. It's probably like Bob, like the equivalent of Bob in their species or their race. Just Bob.
DeMarcus
or John, like the equivalent of a John Smith. And the thing about him is he could be a deadbeat in their species. He could be like the low life, like
that's why he's taking
the loser.
That's why he's taking so long. Look at him; he's just silently reflecting. What a loser!
Well, I mean, if you had landed on a planet and that's what you saw, I think I'd probably spend some time with it too.
The grossest alien, man.
You know what I mean, though? With E.T. being like he's so praised by Elliot, and it's such a phenomenon on Earth, like when they find him. But with his species, he could be like an idiot. He could
imagine sending like a homeless person to another planet.
Well, now we're getting into this weird territory of judgment of value and or like what is deemed by society.
Yeah,
I don't know. I like how the keys is what you identify his character as, that guy. If that makes sense. Like you're kind of just, when the keys show up and you hear the keys, it's like...
It's this guy. So I guess I didn't do like...
You think E.T.'s like married? Got like a wife and kids?
Well, he said he might be a deadbeat.
I'm saying like he could still have kids or something.
I bet he went through a divorce. That's why he's able to sympathize with Elliot.
Yeah. It doesn't really ever explain how their minds get connected, does it? Well, I guess it doesn't really need to. Because, I mean, he already has telepathic powers.
That's a terrible feature to just have at random moments your entire body become glowing red and transparent like that.
I guess it's like a form of communication, right?
Well, it's like something like they're all connected because, like you saw on the ship, they were all doing it like at the same time. I don't think they really have control over it. Because I mean, I don't think he would have done it then if he had the choice.
Yeah. Didn't they change a lot over time in this movie aside from just that gun?
I don't think it was a lot of stuff.
What about the Coke scene where he's like, "I got to go, Mom," and he's like, "Oh no, I'm gonna throw up," ooh, and then he pours the can of Coke,
on the phone.
I don't think that's in the regular cut or theatrical. I know a lot of TV cuts it's on there, but I don't know. I mean, wouldn't that make the news, the fact that thing was just seen by those people? Or
holy crap!
Or not the news, but yeah, just like some kind of sighting. I know they wouldn't have like cell phone footage of it, but some kind of story would break out about it. So this takes place in 82 or 81?
It's probably something like that. I don't think it takes place in the future.
I don't think it ever says. Well, I mean, obviously it's supposed to be at least the 80s, but I don't know if it was like...
This is one of the most like California movies, though. Just the feel of this whole movie is just like California.
You can kind of tell that's a backdrop with those people.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, yeah, you're not fooling me.
I've seen that house in person. I've been in that cul-de-sac.
I think you told me about that, yeah. Drinking some Coke, some Fresco.
Tab.
D&D.
Got a big old can of bug spray there.
It's like typical kids from the 80s. Like the hair and the...
Baseball glove.
Yeah. Yeah, why do they have Raid bug spray right there? And are they smoking cigarettes?
Yeah, I don't think it's incense.
Why would Elliot's mom allow that?
I don't think she is, but I think she's so just like stressed about other stuff. It's like that's the least of her worries.
Yeah. You ever notice sometimes in movies, and this might be guilty of it, is like a child, or not like a child, but a son or daughter character of a movie will be smoking weed in their room or something like that, or like cigarettes, and then the parents will walk in and they don't say anything acknowledging the smell. Like they'll throw it out, like the kid will throw it out, and then it's just like, oh, honey, it's time for dinner. Yeah, and it's just,
okay.
You would smell that. I don't know.
I mean, we don't know what weed smells like, but... Or cigarettes.
I mean, cigarettes, that's a crappy hotel room right there.
It's a gas station.
Yeah. The beach. Beach sometimes you I don't know, maybe I just went to crappy beaches as well.
Yeah, I've been right there. Not where he's standing, but I've seen fairly that driveway. Close. And I don't know if this is all actually filmed on the inside or if it's a set.
I never noticed those like photographs in the background. Like on the wall.
Yeah.
Now that I think of it,
this house is actually like about an hour and a half, 2 hours actually away from L.A.
Really?
Yeah.
One of my little brother's friends growing up he kind of looks like Elliot, like when he was a lot younger. He looks a lot like Elliot.
And when you come over, you go, ouch, ouch, ouch. Got some Field of Dreams action going on back there. Like, what is that? Like, why are there... What is that? Just like tall grass?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think they're growing crops.
Yeah.
There's an immense amount of lighting coming from the shed.
It definitely happens in movies where it's a place that shouldn't be well lit and it's like very well lit. It's kind of like the inside of the house is kind of nice. I feel like that type of dining room table, or just like that table in general where it kind of wraps around. I feel like that was kind of popular back in the day.
Like the corner booth.
Yeah, like the booth
thing.
Yeah. Is this one of your favorite movies of all time?
Yeah.
I think it's top 10 for me.
I don't know if it's top 10, but it's up there.
I remember watching this senior year in Mr. Logan's class, like on my own. He didn't care. Just watched it on my phone.
Because he knew you were watching something of quality.
Yeah. And I think he was probably watching a movie himself.
He used to watch basketball in there, especially during like March Madness.
Yeah. So that's what he's probably about to do with his current students.
Yeah.
I like the insults that are coming up.
Oh yeah. Okay, the one thing I never understood, the one kid was like, and like he's like, plenty of sausage, okay? Elliot's just going to go pick it up like they've already ordered it. So how would he's acting like he wants Elliot to go order it, but Elliot they give him the money, he walks outside and gets it.
Oh yeah, I did notice. I've noticed that before in the past too, where he's like, tell like easy on the sausage or whatever.
Something like that.
Well, it's already going to be there.
There's Einstein.
I think that was just
what is the dog's name?
Penis breath, maybe. I don't know. Sadly, I would say that dog is
probably dead.
Yeah, because it's in the 80s.
I'm sure the dog's dead. My dog just died.
Yeah. That's why I paused. I was like,
okay.
I didn't want to bring it up.
It's okay.
There's a cornfield.
That's weird. Also, I think that sky's a little too clean for Southern California.
You think so?
There'd be a bit more smog, I think, even in 82. Look at that. That's like it's like corn.
I guess it's just naturally growing.
Maybe it's not corn. Maybe it's like...
It's not corn.
No.
It's just some kind of...
Is it wheat? No. It's not bamboo. And there's just a little bit of it there too. And plus, it's confined in the property because see, he's at the fence now, like the wall right there, which means they either have A, planted it, or B, it's there. They just haven't cut it down.
Well,
I want to know what Elliot's dad's idea, because I'm guessing his mom didn't do this. I want to know like his idea of like, yeah, we're gonna have the yard be like this.
I guess you could say maybe because he's not like their mom is so busy with things, she doesn't have time, or maybe she doesn't know how to cut the grass. Do we
know the timeline of
their divorce?
Like from the fighting to the separation. Has the divorce been finalized at this point?
Well, actually, I think. I don't know. I guess it would have been because all we know is, he's in Mexico. Yeah. And I think it's with another woman. Because his mom's like, what? His mom's like, yeah. He's like, he hates Mexico. I really like the way, like, his neighborhood looks. And, like, just the surrounding city right here. It's very, very cool.
Yep, I've been in that neighborhood.
Imagine riding your bike to school back then. Well, I mean, I guess he rides it to the school,
forest.
The bus. Well, when he goes to school, it's to the bus stop.
You know why the Reese's Pieces, right?
Because they had like some kind of promotion?
They asked Mars, who owns M&M, they're like, hey, we want to use M&M's. And Mars was like, no, you're not doing that. Then Reese's, who I think Reese's is part of Hershey now, but Reese's Pieces were not very popular at this point. And so Mars said, hey, you guys can't use M&M's. So they used Reese's Pieces because they got permission for that. And sales went way up after this.
Why did M&M's not want that?
Beats me.
Yeah, it just seems kind of like...
This movie saved Reese's Pieces.
Yeah.
Like, we would not have Reese's Pieces in the store now if it wasn't for E.T.
Well, I'm sure there were other factors. I don't know if it was just E.T.
It definitely helped.
Well, yeah, definitely created... Like, the first thing I think of when I see that package is, of course, this movie.
Reese's Pieces. That's what you think? What's the dog's name?
Look at that photo of Elliot in the background.
On, like, a canvas.
Is that Ken's Ranch Dressing? Logo looks pretty much the same. Or, like, the bottle looks the same if that is Ken's.
Well, that's Heinz for sure.
Yeah. Also, that light...
Harvey. The dog's name is Harvey.
That light fixture above is very, like, kind of 80s, 90s.
Looks like a Tiffany lamp.
Yeah.
They also... Remember when the Applebee's used to have those lamps everywhere?
I think so, yeah. Didn't the actress for the little sister, didn't she go through some drug problems for a while?
Drew Barrymore? I think so.
She also played in... Didn't she play in Batman Forever? One of the Batman movies, I think she played in.
There
not
it
like
is.
Not like a major role. Yeah.
Penis breath.
It's one of the... I don't know if anyone would say that line if Elliot hadn't said it, because I don't know of any other movies that it really uses that insult.
Oh, Sally. He's with Sally. That's who the dad's with.
Like penis breath. It's such a...
It's like, you made mom cry, you little shit, or something like that.
Where's Mexico? Poor mom. What does she do for a living? Does it ever say?
I thought she was not like a nurse.
I don't remember seeing her in an outfit like that.
No, maybe.
Wait, that's Laurie's sauce. or dressing, or I don't know. Doesn't matter. I feel like the older brother's haircut is exactly what my dad had when he was in high school. Like the same haircut. Sorry about that.
And Michael being all like, "It's only your fault, Elliot." She was upset about everything, even though, well, no, she's the one who brought up like maybe you should call your dad.
And what did Elliot say?
And Elliot said, "I can't. He's in Mexico with Sally."
How did it get that steamy that quick?
So much.
It's almost kind of overdone.
It's like there's a fire in that sink.
Do you think that might have been the first sign of Elliot and E.T.'s connection? Because you know how he was just kind of like staring off in the distance? That could have been his coping mechanism, but then again, you know how E.T. was staring off? Just kind of like looking at essentially nothing. Or not nothing, but
could
you
be
know, the
foreshadowing.
City. Just kind of perplexed by his
okay, if you're Elliot right now,
surroundings.
You're Elliot in this situation, what are you doing?
Well, if this was 2020, I'd definitely record it.
Okay, no, it's 82.
Well, probably something like what he's doing right now. And if I was his age.
No, you're your age.
Yeah, I'd probably run inside. I mean, it just looks kind of gross, like a giant putty.
Yeah. It starts hobbling towards him.
Do you think that's the movement is? No, never mind.
That's a costume right there.
Yeah, it's a very iconic image.
It's a mix of costumes and puppetry and
a couple places
CGI.
they did do CGI.
Yeah. I mean, like the neck extension.
It's kind of creepy, man. It's like there's the garage, but it's like a some kind of like creeper.
Would you eat those?
Well, no, because they've been on the ground.
That's
like,
your problem. They were on the ground
in deer poop and stuff like that. I don't know. Yeah,
I'm telling you what, I would not be bringing it in the house. I'll be trying to confide it to the yard in the shed.
Yeah. Sorry about the garage. It's inevitable.
It's okay.
It's just gonna happen.
I am inevitable.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like when he brings back the Reese's, isn't it kind of like
Reese's?
Sorry, it's just a habit. Reese's. It's kind of like a creeper thing to do. Like, here's your thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like you left these out in the woods.
It's like not only did you know where I live, and now you're here at my house, but you're bringing back an item that you know I left. You freak.
Well, he would. Do you think he would know?
He may have smelled them and realized it was Elliot and tracked down the smell.
No, but do you think he would know? Like, he left these for me. Oh, there's the Star Destroyer playset back there.
Where?
On top of his box rack. You can't really. It doesn't really look like a Star Destroyer.
Yeah, but what were you saying? Like if he would have known that Elliot left them for him?
Yeah. Do you think he knew Elliot left them for him, or do you think he's like, oh, you dropped these?
It's probably more of that thinking. I see more innocence in E.T.'s thinking.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you know what? Maybe E.T.'s a pedophile. Maybe he's like trying to like slowly condition Elliot to bring him back to his home planet. It's a possibility.
He's always wearing that long underwear.
Long johns?
Yeah. See it back there?
Everything.
Behind E.T. That's the Death Star. That's the Star Destroyer playset.
Yeah. I like how they go through the action figures.
Yeah.
Of Star Wars in a minute.
It's a peanut.
Stranger Things kind of...
You eat it. Stranger Things was doing an E.T. kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. Got the NFL thing in the back. Superstars.
O.J. Simpson, Dan Marino.
Are they on there?
I don't know. I'm just naming people that would around the time.
There's like what is that tank thing? Is that
tank thing
in the very back in the corner? It's silver. Hang on.
Didn't see it.
Both tired. Yeah, see right behind E.T.
Why is that?
Maybe it's a reference to Jaws.
Why does he have a fire extinguisher back there?
And it looks more like I don't know. It looks like a tank, like an oxygen tank. Maybe it's a reference to Jaws.
Maybe.
I don't know why he would have that in his room. Other than maybe it's like a.
I mean, there's a parking meter back there.
Yeah. I don't know what that'd be too. That's got to be some kind of.
That's a fire extinguisher.
Oh. It's an interesting lamp.
Why does he have that type of chair there? Why does he have a 68-year-old man chair in his room?
It's probably a gift from his grandmother.
Where's his? I mean, obviously it's like sort of as a desk, but he doesn't have a chair there. It's also, I mean, it's kind of high.
Leave E.T. or Elliot's room alone. This movie is definitely well loved. I mean, the movies we've done so far is all the prequel movies for Star Wars, and those are like it's kind of a
there's two camps. Yeah,
in one camp is probably larger than the other one. This one, for the most part, people like. It's iconic. This is a classic 80s movie. I mean,
these pieces belong to Reese.
I know Reese. These are his.
Hey, Reese. These your pieces?
Yeah. What's that one Family Guy bit where it's like, "Ooh, piece of candy"? Or was that American Dad?
No, that's Family Guy. They're trying to lure James Woods somewhere. Goes, "Ooh, piece of candy." Ooh,
kind of like what Elliot's thinking. Ooh, peach of candy. Ooh, peach of candy. You ever done that before? With the
I did make the attempt. It didn't really work, because this is like already in the time of like convection bulbs and not convection. The spirally ones.
Yeah,
and then also like LEDs. Like this is back in an era where
those got
hot. Yeah.
Yeah, like you touch it, it's like, oh, that burned my finger. Or like put it in front of the heater. But I feel like if you left it in there too long, it's like, Elliot, you've got 112 fever. Oh my God, get in the car, get to the hospital. I always thought about that too. I love how his brother sucks at driving.
I mean, he's just a kid.
Why does he back down and then just pull forward? He got a water leak? I wonder what the older brother's doing now, Michael. Because I don't know if he had any roles afterwards. I mean, Elliot, he's doing stuff, recent projects. The mom, I don't know much about. The sister was doing things when she was older, but Michael, I don't know what he did. He got a little older, if anything. It looked like a little bell thing on his wall. Did you see that when he closed the blinds?
Yeah, no.
It looked like a school bell.
There are a ton of trees there now, like just
around the whole area.
Yeah.
Does it look pretty much the same? Like
the house looks the same, but it does. It's just how sort of like just sort of barren everywhere.
Yeah.
Trees.
Yeah.
Like full grown trees.
We've had like 30 years to grow.
Yeah. The house still looks the same, especially like getting it from that angle of looking up that steep driveway.
With those kind of fish bowls, I mean, how do you keep that thing clean? Because there's no filter.
You have to go
pour it out.
You have to pour it out and pour new water in.
I like when his sister critiques Elliot's feet.
Elliot's feet?
I mean, E.T. I think it's because Elliot ends in T, so I keep saying Elliot.
Oh, that's the connection.
Yeah.
Hey, look, here you go. You can see the...
Oh, wow. Dang. Yeah, it's covered up big time.
Yeah.
Is that a picture you took?
Yeah, I took that picture.
That's pretty cool. Walrus Man. Is that canon? Snaggletooth. Is that canon? I mean, Lando's canon.
They can even have wars. Star Wars.
What's kind of innocent about this is that Elliot's explaining this to him. He's not like, this is what a war is.
Yeah.
This is what an action figure is. Or even understanding that like he doesn't even know what English, you know what I mean? He can't understand English. But that's what's kind of like pure about this movie is that E.T. is just along for the ride, just watching like a dog. And Elliot's just trying the best he can to explain the world to him.
It's like talking to you like a grandma about like
your new PS4 as a 12-year-old or something. And your grandma's like, that's not.
It's got
honey.
one, like you get it for Christmas from her.
It's got 1 terabyte.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, I don't know what that is.
It can support 4K streaming.
What is streaming? I can download games digitally. And play online.
He's given him a child's explanation of war, finance, agriculture,
First thing he does
zoology.
Tries to eat it.
I'm hungry. Yes.
Isn't he supposed to be like, I know we were kind of messing with E.T. a little bit and saying that like he was probably or could be like a deadbeat of his species. I think he's supposed to be really smart because, I mean, he builds things. He's obviously mechanically gifted.
But what if everyone's smart? If everyone's smart,
he's like the lowest,
then no one is.
But my thing is, he kind of acts like he has nothing going on up there in the old noggin. He's just kind of like.
Well, I mean, everything here is kind of new too. So, I mean, if you're,
yeah, that's true. He's kind of over.
Yeah, it's sensory
maybe
overload.
The atmosphere, like the oxygen. Maybe he needs more oxygen or less oxygen, and it's messing up his brain.
I think they'd be fine because they chose to land there and they wouldn't.
That Yoplait yogurt.
Yeah. Oh, see, there's a connection. They both got scared.
This movie has a lot of like time traps. I cried over spilled milk. Wow, I've never seen somebody actually.
Other guy's got him a sandwich. He's giving him what he would eat. He's got a sandwich and chips and a Coke.
Like, what if Coke?
What
if he's allergic?
No one's allergic to Coke.
I don't know. ETs might
want a Coke. It's like an ad.
Want Coke?
It's like that. You know that LeBron James Sprite. It's like, I'd ask you if you want a Sprite.
Yeah. This is
You would not be coming back in.
I've always liked this movie.
You would not be coming back in with the pads on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's just like Spielberg's just. Well, let's make it look like he just got home from football practice. I like that.
That Hulk light switch cover.
The record player.
$69,000 on asteroids. That's not bad.
That ain't too bad.
Nearly broke my wrist 2 weeks ago trying to get that.
Had a flashback.
Had the Space Invaders high score. Yeah.
The arcade in our town.
I got the high score of the machine for the day, but I couldn't get the all time.
The most excellent promise you can make.
There's an X-wing.
When you started saying that, like when we need to make promises with people, like
most excellent
promise you can make.
It's like, you're making a Bill and Ted reference. Excellent.
No.
Okay, they're closed.
I like how he kind of does like a little Yoda thing.
Oh, he's got a Space Invaders t-shirt on. It's just like... He's got some messed up teeth.
Come on. They didn't have braces in the 80s. No,
what?
I'm playing. Oh, no. I like the E.T.'s scream is.
Yeah. Everyone's screaming now.
It's just chaos. I mean, wouldn't the mom? I mean, I guess she's just now coming in.
Oh.
Well, was that a Terminator poster? No, Terminator wasn't even out.
What did you say? And yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
What was that poster behind his? It looked like Arnold's forehead. What is that? Oh, no, never mind. It's some dude playing the guitar. I don't know who that is.
That was Terminator.
No, because the way it flashed, it looked like one of the maybe like the alternate versions of the posters or something.
What does she do?
Accountant, maybe?
Work at a bank?
I mean, that's kind of like the generic mom job in stories, or just some kind of like, well, she's a nurse. She's a accountant.
Yeah.
It's like run of the mill, like.
Why is the TIE Fighter? Why is the TIE Fighter not hung up?
It's kind of hidden. To think, Return of the Jedi still wasn't out yet.
Man,
I feel like this would have been nice.
I bet Ellie got made fun of a lot because he didn't have the Millennium Falcon.
You think so?
My dad was popular on history because he was the only kid in the neighborhood with the Millennium Falcon.
So everyone came over.
Yeah, but I mean, also, I think I told you this before. How their neighbor did some of the models and sets for Star Wars. So he literally had like the Tatooine miniature set. He let all the kids bring all their Star Wars toys over. So my dad, he had the Falcon. And he landed the Falcon right there on Tatooine.
That's the original fan fiction right there.
Yeah, action figures.
Yeah. Before you can even write or anything like that.
Before you even understood what fan fiction was, like you make your own stories. It's like we gotta go save Captain Kirk.
But it's Star Wars.
You can be whatever you want to be.
Exactly. It kind of did he when your dad had the Falcon, did he like not let other kids play with it? Was he kind of stingy with it with the time he allotted to others?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm sure he was a little bit like
I was kind of that way with mine.
Well, I didn't mind letting people play with myself, but when people started to get rough with things like you're gonna scratch the paint.
Did you ever have a ET toy or like stuffed animal or anything like that?
I remember in 2002 when Wendy's when they did the re-release, Wendy's had a line of like kids meal toys, and so I remember I had the spaceship, but like it was actually like sort of like a ViewMaster, so like you look through the bottom of it, and one of the little things on the side, like you press it and it changes pictures on the inside. So
what kind of shot is that? That feels kind of almost.
That's like
kind of hurting my brain.
That's like a dolly in, zoom out.
I want to say Mr. Gray, our audio video teacher, I think he used this as an example one time for whatever, like a certain kind of shot.
It's like, what is it? There's truck and then there's dolly.
Yeah. And
one of them is the camera moving along the y-axis. One's moving along the x-axis.
Dolly is back
I think it's
and forth,
X. And then truck is. Then of course there's the pan and tilt, which is moving the camera from its central point left and right, which is panning and tilting. Which
nice
is
Hulk light cover.
I already made a comment on that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think never mind. Yeah, you did.
I like how the dog was standing at the door, like I know something's in there. Like the dog knows.
They all do.
Well, the mom doesn't.
I mean, like dogs, they're always trying to get inside that room with people. It's like a feast for them.
I mean, dogs just know stuff too. They know stuff we don't.
I wonder what kind of music E.T. likes. Is that
Lego set. Yeah.
Universal building set.
We are here in Las Vegas. It's not really.
I like how he's just kind of like.
It's just kind of.
I like
broad.
The way he's eating, and he's not. He's just kind of like looking.
He's only kind of paying attention. He's trying to tell him where he is.
Oh my God. Ew. his skin is
There's
kind
the
of...
Hoth. There's the Hoth playset back there with the probe droid.
Is that a Dune poster too?
You think Elliot's in the Dune?
I've got a I don't know, maybe. Doesn't that look like a Dune poster?
Yes, it does. He's got a Coors hat up on the shelf. Did you see that?
His dad's.
Or Michael's.
It's the only thing he left behind for him. It's a Coors hat. A dirty old Coors hat.
You got the Mork and Mindy suspenders back there. Even though I don't think Mork and Mindy was on yet.
Here's the he's a Jedi.
Oh no, Mork and Mindy was on at this point.
I like how the little girl asked that. She's like, "What's happening?"
So, are those balls of Play-Doh or?
Yeah,
like wads of clay?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's definitely clay.
Would he get scared? And then Elliot loses his mind. He's just staring into the freaking light. Something scary. Ew. Wraps his long...
He looks over us.
Frail
That's not a
fingers.
hand.
It's not a... yeah. I didn't want to make that joke, but...
Gotcha.
We had to.
That's gotta be inside. Because look, there's the window of the closet right there. You see the flower, like, stained glass?
Yeah. But why did Elliot go stare into the light like that? It doesn't really make sense.
That's not a hand. Ouch.
Elliot like flicks it. Like, ouch. He looks like a Jedi, dude.
He's studying
the sacred Jedi text. He's got Rey's power. It's a foreshadowing for Rey's power.
He could even save the ones he loved from dying.
What is that clown thing? Is that like an actual...
It's a Raggedy Ann doll.
Yeah, I figured it was actually something, not just like a generic clown.
That tree is big now.
Well, in the front yard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All those trees are.
I mean, like I said, it's had like 30 years. Well, more than 30 years now. This movie is almost 40 years old.
That picture was taken in summer of 2014 that I showed you.
It's kind of almost sad to think that this movie is almost 40 years old. There's those nice headphones. I've got a pair very similar to that from my dad's record player. Isn't the correct pronunciation of Uranus now Uranus? Like most people within scientists, they'll say Uranus.
Yes, mostly to avoid saying your anus.
Yeah.
Gosh, no one ever did that. Like, just
no one never did. Sounded.
No one ever did that.
Yeah, it just sounded weird. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of like that cliche, like movie thing where,
just absolute pandemonium on a bus.
Yeah, and same with some of the bullying too. We're like, got any lunch money? Like, dude, how often does that actually happen? The lunch money, bullying, yes, but like,
I bet lunch money's been sold maybe twice.
Well, I mean, I'm sure it's happened in the past. It's just how often, I don't know. But at every movie, it seems like if bullying is involved, it's some kind of, got any lunch money, Ted? Cough it up.
Remember what used to be called milk money?
Yeah. It's not really a...
I like how they keep panning.
How would Elliot know to... I mean, I keep saying that. How would E.T. know to do that?
We gotta call him something else. Because his name isn't E.T.
Call him George.
Jorge.
Well, George like George Lucas. Oh. Luke. Well, E.T. is like the natural... It's just referencing... It's short for...
It's like Alf.
Or like L or 11 in Stranger Things. Like, of course, that's not her actual name, but that's what we're going to call her, L. And it's short for what she went by... Or what she was called, 11. So
this is the only time they hint at that sort of like relationship between Elliot and the girl.
what do you mean?
They have this, and then obviously the scene with the frogs, but then nothing else really ever happens.
Well, I think it was only supposed to be that way.
Very close encounters.
Would you want it like some kind of like ending where like him and the girl are married and they're grown up, and he like reminisces? He like sees an old photograph from '81. And he thinks about E.T.
This is a that was very close encounters-esque looking.
I like this entire scene right here. Just how, Elliot's in school. How he's like a mirror image of what E.T. is feeling and doing. And when the dog started humping him, I feel like that would be apt to happen. But E.T.'s just kind of exploring the house, just kind of for the first time. How do you know that there's the refrigerator
is where food comes from?
Yeah, maybe he can smell really good. Doesn't like. Doesn't like potato salad.
No, dog likes it though. Ooh,
Coors
Light.
Wait, is it in it just Coors?
I think it's just Coors. Yeah.
This makes me want to have a Coors right now. I thought he's just downing them. This part is kind of confusing though, where I thought what they were feeling is connected, like their minds were connected. I didn't think it was like
down to
what they ate has an effect. Like if E.T. eats baked beans for a day, like E.T.'s or Elliot's gonna be like gassy or something. I mean, I don't know. I didn't think it worked quite like that. But I guess maybe his mental, because their minds are connected. Like right now, E.T.'s a little impaired mentally, running into walls. And yeah, I really like this part. I don't know why. His face plants.
Dog likes it.
Why does he crack open another one? E.T. knows how to throw him down. And he crushes him too. It's a pretty good drunk face for how old Elliot was. No.
Why are his hands like kind of like wet like that?
His whole body is wet.
Get scared of the TV.
You see him open like a bag of pretzels and start drinking beer and eating pretzels.
You know that Xfinity commercial they did this last Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
With E.T.? I like to think that girl is the wife in that.
Me too. Because it all connects.
Oh, yeah. Did you ever dissect a frog?
Yeah, in 7th grade.
Yeah, me too.
It had a weird, distinct smell. And I remember...
Did it?
Yeah. I mean, I know you can't smell now, but was that the same when you dissected a frog?
I mean, I've never really been able to smell, but now I just really can't.
The frog that I dissected, it was a female one, and it had a bunch of eggs in it.
Ooh.
So, yeah, I had to dig those out. Kept a couple of them.
But did you have to do this to your frogs, or were they already dead?
Mine was they were already dead.
Yeah, they're just
it seems like it's probably the more humane thing, or nowadays they probably wouldn't.
Okay, kids, kill these animals.
All right, knock them out. What we're gonna do is grab them by the feet, slam them.
Okay, kids, we're done with the hammer. Pass it down.
No, I'm actually gonna be dissecting a frog towards the end of the semester. In my biology class.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Only is I have to buy a lab coat for it. Because my class right now, my professor has it organized to where we don't have to have lab coats, but we're going to need it for that lab.
I remember my frog had a noticeable amount of formaldehyde in it, like more than others.
Well, I think that's what I probably smelled was that.
Yeah, like
formaldehyde.
Mine was literally like you squeezed them and.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that looks a little CG right there. I don't think that's I don't know. It kind of looks like an old very extremely tan and bald version of William Dafoe, right?
Yeah, Willem Dafoe.
Like he had a gap in his teeth. Maybe you kind of see it a little bit. Maybe, kind of, sort of.
Maybe. Save him.
Oh, is it because E.T. was reading the comic?
He's reading Buck Rogers.
We just flicked him off the desk. You probably killed it. Those old microscopes. The kind of desks are very, very similar. Like the same kind of sinks. We had those in high school. Those outlets on top.
Those are kind of small frogs to be dissecting.
Save him. Keep noticing how he says "im." You can't take him.
Good old speak and spell.
Do you have one of those?
No.
Like a version of?
Oh,
like something like it.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, I had something like it.
Sorry if you guys hear that bulldozer in the background. I had something that was similar. You press the letters and.
I think this is the only one part where I'm like, I like this whole entire segment, but this is the only part I find that like maybe it's
kind of slows down a little,
or no, just kind of like maybe it's a little too like
connected.
Yeah.
Was he watching The Quiet Man?
But it's still one of my more favorite parts of the movie. Where the kid just happens to be there, where he could step on him. Yeah, why is it that all the adults in this movie? I kind of like how Spielberg went that route. But it's always you don't see their face.
The only one is the mom.
Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe it's just to feel
more like you're a kid,
or it's supposed to feel like just. You said you're a kid, or you're.
You are a kid.
Okay, yeah. I think that's.
I feel like
what I'm going for.
You feel like your kid, like the kid you own.
Yeah, I think you said like you feel like it's your kid, but anyway.
Yeah, no.
It just kind of makes it feel more like you're experiencing it. I guess it's more about the kids. Oh, and she conveniently doesn't see him or notice that she just.
Well, she's so busy.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing those things had med bugs in them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Otherwise, she would have seen E.T. Was he getting some tuna? That canned chicken?
I don't know what it is. Oh, there's Mr. Ed on TV. Man, E.T. watches. He likes the classic stuff, man. Buck Rogers, Mr. Ed, The Quiet Man.
I feel like the living room looks a lot different now that it's daylight.
Who the heck?
Didn't she smell it at one point? Like, why would she smell it? Obviously, there's freaking Coors beer in there, you know? But you know what I mean? Didn't she smell it at one point? The mom? She sniffs the beer as if to check.
Yep, right there.
It's like, well, what do you think's in there? You bought them, you idiot. Like, they're only in there because of you.
Ball.
E.T. likes Bud Light better.
Bud Light. Budweiser.
I think the best part is when Elliot finds out he can speak. That little whatever he does.
I like stuff like that. Of course he can talk. Just
his head looks like a pecan or something.
Looks like a bicycle seat.
Or like almost like those California raisins. You know, I have a hard time finding people who know what those are.
I know what they are.
Like, I'll talk about them every now and then, like once in a blue moon. And everyone's like, I don't know what those are.
They did the best rendition of Heard It Through the Grapevine.
I had like little
figures.
Yeah.
The little PVC figures.
They were almost kind of like stretchy in a way, or at least flexible.
A little rubbery.
Bendable. Yeah.
My uncle has a ton of those.
Elliot's gonna kill her.
Oh God!
Elliot. Ken looks cute. Would you date a girl
Yeah, I would date a girl.
that look like E.T. right now?
No.
She's beautiful.
We know a couple that look.
E.T.
E.T.
It's not
E.T.
I feel like if Spielberg wasn't in charge of this movie might have
Not
been
work.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't have worked as well. It may have been regarded as like one of those kind of awful movies.
Again, very kind of close encounters-y looking shot there.
Kind of look in the doorway.
Yeah. And then that like pinkish orange light coming through.
Which Stranger Things 2 kind of took. Neutron on my pancake.
E.T. phone home. He wants to call somebody.
He just like orders pizza. That's all he wants. See that rim above his closet door?
Yeah. How could he get a ball through that?
And I just realized too that their closets.
It connects, yeah.
Yeah. They share a closet.
Would you like to share a closet with a sibling?
No. Because then they could just sneak in your room pretty easily. Or especially if the doors are like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just peek in or like put their ear to the door.
You're in
I
there.
guess they could possibly do that anyway.
And they're naked, changing clothes.
Yeah. Wouldn't want that.
Ooh, a scary black van.
Buttons.
Is it almost Halloween yet?
I guess the dad left all his stuff in the garage. Tools.
No, I don't think he needs it in Mexico.
I wonder what the dad's doing in Mexico aside from being with Sally. You know, is he...
He's got to be doing something to get money.
Yeah.
Is that still the one car they have? I guess they just move it.
Yeah. How old is Michael? Is he he's obviously in high school, but
I always thought he was like a sophomore or junior in high school. I
was thinking more like a sophomore or junior, yeah.
I just said that.
Well, I'm agreeing with you.
Okay.
Like, I definitely don't think he's like a senior.
I thought it was like a sophomore, junior. I always thought it was like a sophomore or junior.
Well, it may have sounded like I was saying something new, but I meant it as agreeing with you. Got to reminisce on their dad.
Do a Brokeback.
Remember when he used to beat us? And
Brokeback Mountain, hug the shirt.
No. Remember, it's like, remember when he used to beat us and throw us in the closet for hours on end and tell us to be quiet? Sniffs his shirt. It smells like dad.
Smells like Mexico. Smells like Sally.
All 5.
Sea breeze.
Why didn't he put like a? Well, I guess it just.
How did
Old
they?
Spice
How
probably
have they tracked E.T. to potentially be here? Like, what was it? I mean, the last thing we saw is they saw the Reese's Pieces.
Yeah,
and that was it.
Maybe something to do with because of the radio thing. They're listening to them. Like the other night when Elliot was looking into the light. I think it's because they were going around listening to people's conversations, and I guess they picked the right house there. But I can't remember. E.T. looks a little cross-eyed right there. He did. Ouch.
Dink. Dear dick. No, don't say that.
It's the thing in the background. I wonder why it's got a glow.
And why is it isolated completely to that one spot? Like it doesn't like it's not like a gradual light. It's like literally just like a cutoff.
That's not his finger. That's his healing instrument.
Oh gosh. It's got a pig nose.
It's got beautiful blue eyes.
Looks like he's made of leather.
Yeah. He's definitely curious. Just my buddy.
I feel like someone's watching us.
Also a Stranger Things type thing.
Van?
Well, and just the fact that they're listening in. Kind of like a government semi-conspiracy going on.
That was always that was a big thing. It's like the government's after us, but we're just kids.
They can't get us.
Exactly.
But in reality, they just grab you by the collar and be done with you.
Yeah. I think maybe in all of human history, I think kids have outsmarted the federal government maybe once or twice. Get it? The flowers represent E.T.'s life.
Slowly dying. I hope if I have kids that they'll like this movie. I'll be a little disappointed if they don't.
I'm not going to teach my kids to speak. I'm just going to give them a speak and spell.
And just nod to them. Shake your head no. It's another great scene, the Halloween night. I always like this segment. So where does the sister go? Because I know E.T. is supposedly her.
You know, maybe she just stays around the cul-de-sac. Maybe. What is Michael supposed to be?
A dead... I was going to say a dead army soldier, but...
He looks more like a bum.
Honestly, I can't tell. It's probably one of those like homemade, just throw it together costumes. She looks like the 1960s Catwoman.
Yeah.
You know, Batman, Catwoman. You feel like she would have been a cool mom?
Maybe she's not cool because I think if she was cool, they would have showed him sooner to her.
Well, I mean, I think any mom at school, I don't think you'd be like, hey, mom, we found an alien in the backyard. And he can talk, and he's got the Force. Got some witchcraft going on in the background. Harvey.
Okay, so obviously Star Wars exists in this universe, like as a...
Where did that piano come from?
It's been there.
Oh.
No, so Star Wars exists in this film as a franchise, okay?
Not only with the toys and the
costume coming up here.
Yeah.
So, obviously, it's a series of movies made by George Lucas, okay?
Yeah.
George Lucas was also vital to the creation of Indiana Jones, which was directed by Steven Spielberg, does that mean Steven Spielberg also exists in this universe? If so, did he make E.T.?
Who?
Steven Spielberg.
Did he make?
Okay, Star Wars exists. That means George Lucas exists.
Within
Yes.
within this movie, within the E.T. reality, Star Wars exists as a franchise. Toys, costumes, movies, whatever. And that means George Lucas made Star Wars even in that reality. So what?
Okay. George Lucas also is important to the creation of Indiana Jones.
Okay.
Who directed Indiana Jones?
Spielberg.
Yes.
So that means Spielberg in this reality would also have to
exist.
But yet
And what movie did he make in 1982?
E.T. I mean, I kind of see where you're going with this, where it seems like a paradox of like, well, this movie should be a movie within the universe of E.T.
These events happen, but it's also
a movie. Yeah. To where it's like Spielberg would exist.
Well, here's also the thing, too. It's like Star Wars exists as a property, but canonically in Star Wars, E.T. species exists.
Only until... Or...
In episode 1. I said canonically in Star Wars they exist.
Okay, yeah.
So that means... Is this canon?
No. What if it was? Like you saw like 99... Like a...
There's that score.
Yeah. Another somewhat ripped off thing with Stranger Things. I mean, I kind of keep saying that, but I mean, it was just inspired, not ripped off. But you can make an argument, maybe.
Yeah.
What if, like, they just crashed? Like, E.T. just, like, kind of, like, forgot.
I think this takes place in the Star Wars universe.
The moon is never that big. You know what I mean?
I've seen it pretty big before.
I mean, he is also high up, but, I mean, I don't think it's that high, but...
I mean, I've seen it pretty...
Imagine, like, if, like, E.T. just, like, sneezed. They just sent them, like... They couldn't control it.
Ouch.
His like arms broken.
What about the scene where he's in the bathtub?
Didn't that already pass?
No.
Well, there's one scene where he's in the bathtub in the beginning where Elliot is supposedly sick.
No, the scene where where E.T. goes underwater in the bathtub and is like blowing the bubbles.
Well, yeah, I think he also, like, Elliot or E.T.'s in the bathtub in that deleted scene where Elliot is on the phone with his mom. He's like, "I gotta go, Mom."
Spills the Coke.
Yeah, and he spills the Coke on the phone. So I don't know if he's in the bathtub twice.
It's my favorite album.
It's a good listen. Favorite band, metal. Yeah, it's not that funny.
It's Metal Man.
Stupid joke. So what do you think this is doing? Like, what kind of message is he sending, like, in their language, you think?
I think it's just basic code.
You effing left me, you guys.
Hey, I know I'm just sort of a freeloader, but...
What if it didn't work? It's just like E.T. dragged him out to the woods to build this thing, and it doesn't even freaking work.
It's a bomb.
He just looks at E.T. or Elliot, he's like, ouch. And it's an Audi. Why did all cars have that very, very similar model? Just that basic body type?
That shape.
Yes.
It's probably cheap. And it worked.
It was just kind of the style, I guess, the popular look. Because nowadays it's kind of more roundish.
There's that key jingle.
It's the man.
Does he have an actual name?
I think he eventually introduces himself as some kind of doctor. Maybe.
Kind of exorcist-ish.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Does it really need that many people? Do they really need like 8 or 9 people for this?
Well, I mean, think about it. If an alien did land, I mean, maybe. It looks like that guy's name in the credits is literally Keys.
Keys?
Yep, Keys. Peter Coyote?
Oh yeah, I know that actor.
His name is Keys. Oh my god! Look at Michael's IMDb page. His profile. What in the Hades is that?
Oh my goodness!
That had been like a 2000s photo. Anyway, what do you think he's sending right now? Like, what do you? Why is he shaking? Is it cold? No, it's work. It's starting to work. There's the line. It's working.
It's working.
How dare Anakin steal that line?
A little Halloweenish.
That's because it is Halloween.
No, the movie.
What do you mean?
The movie Halloween.
Oh, well. No. When you think of Halloween, do you kind of associate it with this? Or do you watch this movie during Halloween?
No.
No. Maybe during the fall, you know. Like not like a it's Halloween night movie, but maybe building up to that, possibly.
This past Halloween, I watched Ghostbusters.
Gross.
What?
I'm just kidding.
You don't like Ghostbusters?
E.T., he's looking like the people that prophesize the end times. And they're standing there like, well, any minute. Should be going now.
Hold on, let me redo the math real quick.
Like, what was it, December 22nd, 2012?
21st.
21st, 2012. People were just like, well,
any minute now.
Should be coming.
Any minute now.
It's Bambi. That means Disney also exists. No, I'm just kidding. We could grow up together, E.T.
What's
what's
his lifespan?
Yeah, he could be an old man. E.T.'s like a teenager. That's why he got left behind. He's rebellious.
That look is just like,
That was kind of weird.
come on. It was like,
It kind of unsettled me a little bit.
that's not a hand.
What? I guess he's got like a heartbeat in the side of his head.
Maybe that's why it's so big. Well, no,
He's
like
got a big brain.
like put your hand like right here on your forehead.
You can feel it. Just it stands out in his and in his neck. It's definitely an interesting.
It's actually a
concept.
female.
It could be, yeah. It doesn't technically say.
They just refer to him as a him.
You can't take him. It's kind of messed up. Like when you see E.T., he's like white. It's kind of bad to say, but he looks like a dried, week-old dog turd coming up. Like turns white. That's what E.T. looks like. His body.
He looks like someone who's had. It's like, forget it. It's time.
Oh my dude.
What? Those people exist.
I think the dog turd is probably more accurate.
My dogs have never had white.
I mean, yeah, it's a little
turds.
disgusting, but yeah, like if it stays out in the sun for too long, it turns white.
Ours have never done that. Usually because they're green to begin with.
Okay. Anyway,
it's usually pretty wet.
I'm moist.
Very
all right,
moist.
we'll just stop. What? Why? Any family problems or recent arguments? Well, my husband's in Mexico. I mean, if you think about it, Elliot could have died. Could have frozen. Oh my god.
Or been, that's where E.T. finally makes his move. Eats him.
He's really trying to like eat him.
Yeah.
He has his secret plan the entire time. Here it goes. And the bald spot. So I guess they kind of have like a little area in the woods that they call or refer to it as something. You know what I mean? Like as a kid, you have like you like refer to something.
Like, I mean, I know we had when I was a kid back in our heavily wooded yard. We actually didn't even own we didn't actually own this property. It actually went past us, but it was all just woods. And we had like a little spot near.
And it's got its own name.
Yeah, I think we called it like.
I mean, really, you could just call it the woods, as generic as that is, and like you could know what you guys mean.
It was just more like our spot.
It was a nice drift, and you can kind of tell that wasn't him.
We said like go. It's like go. It's like we're gonna go meet over at the fort.
Yeah.
It really wasn't anything. It was more sort of like.
What if they called him Et instead of E.T.? Just
Et.
What are you, Et?
Et.
Yeah, like right here when he stumbles upon the body of E.T. It's just kind of gross and sad. Honestly, doesn't look like there's any like life in him. Like, look at him.
Quite sickly.
Like, God.
Looks like.
Just stop.
What?
Was it a raccoon?
Yeah. How they get that raccoon to be there? It's so gross. It looks like a freshly killed pig.
Like a chewed up piece of bubble gum with like powdered sugar on it.
Ugh. It's gross too because it's like in the daylight. Ugh.
Man. Oh yeah, this is the part where they tell the mom.
I mean, yeah, I think they're at the point now where it's like we can't
keep this a secret.
Yeah. That's terrific.
She's like low key. He's like low key, kind of like almost. I don't know. At this point, kind of like what's the word?
He looks like he's been in a forest fire.
A little bit, yeah.
Like it's covered in ash.
Yeah.
In not soot, but ash.
Poor guy. Well, I mean, I know the mom, like, as the audience, as like a kid being an audience, like, you're like, ooh, screw the mom.
We've known about him for 3 days.
Well, yeah, but think about it, though, like, if you did see an alien, wouldn't you be like, well, what if it does have, like, a disease, or it was like a turtle. Like a turtle. But yeah. I don't know.
This right here, I always thought, like, why is a spaceman coming into their house? It's like, why is a NASA astronaut coming into the house?
Yeah, like, why would he have the suit on? Yeah, that makes sense. Like, maybe to
no, it's more like quarantine.
Yeah, but like, why wouldn't they just need like a other suit? Not like, this is the suit that we typically use when we go to outer space. Well, also, but we're not going to outer space. We're going to this kid named Elliot's house.
It makes it a little scarier.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you can't see their face. Like that really harsh light coming in.
Yeah.
Why is he coming in through the window?
I always like this shot.
We still can't see the adults.
Yep. It's only towards the very end.
Yeah.
You know, it's coming up, but yeah. Yeah, there's the bathtub. I wonder if that is that a deleted scene, I guess? Like just the Coke thing?
I guess so. Hey.
What you doing in here? See, it's like home.
I guess because an astronaut's landed on their planet before secretly without the
that could be true.
That's,
or maybe he's encountered other kinds of creatures that use some
space
kind
suits
of like
that.
space suit, some kind of apparatus.
I mean, they would have. You think they would have evacuated this whole neighborhood?
Yeah, what the neighbors be like? What are they doing? Is there like an alien in the house or something like that? Like, what's going on over there?
No, they would have. They would have evacuated the entire neighborhood for this. How long do you think it took them to get those lights up?
Probably not.
I always liked this big clear tunnel going up into the house. It's just like that's kind of just cool looking. It's like that's what your house looks like when they fumigate.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. It's like how we see their faces because they've got adults involved. Because now
maybe like impossible because there's so much going on.
What?
There's so much going on now that it's like, well you kind of have to show them.
Adults know about E.T. now. They know about him now.
Yeah. Feels his feelings. Well, and if he drinks beer, he also gets drunk. You ever think like if they made
a video game?
No, like a remake. Well, they did make a video game. Like, considered one of the worst games of all time. But imagine if they made a remake of this.
Oh gosh,
this movie is so pure and perfect almost. It's
this is one of those untouchable movies.
You'd almost, as like a studio and as a director, as a writer, as actors, you would almost be shooting your career in the foot if you try to take on something like that.
I remember I was watching someone was doing an interview with Steven Spielberg. I think it was around the time of like Jurassic Park. Like, so when's E.T. 2 coming? In the 2000s? No. The 2010s? No. In the 2020s? No. He said, are you ever going to do an E.T. sequel? And Steven Spielberg said, no.
Yeah, it's like there's absolutely no need, and it just needs to stay.
I don't think anyone wants it either.
Yeah, it's like Forrest Gump. I wouldn't want a sequel to that.
Well, there is a sequel to Forrest Gump.
Well, I mean the movie.
Oh. I was like, you got stuff like Star Wars, Back to the Future, E.T. Like, these are like untouchable. Sequel to Citizen Kane. You couldn't even do a sequel to Citizen Kane.
Like, imagine in 20 years trying to remake Star Wars, like the original movie.
They did. It was called The Force Awakens.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like actually trying to redo the original trilogy with new actors, same character names,
well,
things like that.
It's like Psycho was untouchable. Then Gus Van Sant did a remake of it, a shot-for-shot remake with Vince Vaughn. It was terrible.
That's probably why I don't even really think of it or even...
No, everyone's forgotten it because it's not good.
So, like I said, it's almost kind of like shooting yourself in the foot when you try to remake movies.
Okay, guys, we're doing E.T. 2, E.T. Harder.
It's like a human that lands on
E.T.'s planet.
It's like E.T.'s son has to...
The ride at Universal is actually kind of a sequel. It's E.T. It takes place, you're in the woods. E.T. gets to go home, and then you go to his planet and see his planet.
What does it look like?
Lots of floral and fauna stuff.
Like Felucia?
Yeah, a little bit. Excuse me.
Bless you.
But that peaked.
Yeah. I like how this guy, he talks about how he's been...
waiting for it since he was a kid?
Yeah. which is like
This is part where Elliot actually dies.
I remember one time I was at my friend's church as a kid. It was a Catholic church.
You went around screaming. You went around screaming. He's got DNA. It's incredible. He's got DNA.
No,
I think he. That'd be weird if he didn't have DNA. I think.
Yeah, but we watched this movie for some reason. It was like a Wednesday night. We watched E.T. and one of the guys that was there, like I guess like not like the youth leader, but like some kind of something like that. He was like, well, after the movie, if you want to know how this movie relates to Christ imagery and things like that, he's like, you can come talk to me afterwards.
Did you talk to him afterwards?
No, I was like 5th grade or something, or like probably older than that actually.
Why do they have that microphone on his throat?
I guess they're trying to record his vocals. It's the thing about it's an alien. They're going to record everything about this guy.
Cut him open, see what makes him tick.
So sickly.
Do you know that white mountain bread? It's got that like dusting on the top of it.
That's like powdered donuts, like those like donut things or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about.
Just a powdered donut, like powdered sugar. That comes with the ET game graphics.
Yeah, those look a little better.
Poor ET. Poor Et. No, Et.
Please, Et.
Yeah, I'm glad they haven't done like a sequel to this movie at all or anything like that. I just feel like they would have ruined it.
Not even like a series of books.
Or like a cartoon. Is there like a book, like a novelization for this? I feel like there would be because
that time there was for everything.
Yeah, it's like a novelization of Terminator, Star Wars. I'm sure Jaws had
Alien. Well, yeah. Jaws is based on a book.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
I think actually what's the book called?
Jaws.
Okay. But yeah.
Yeah, Peter Benchley.
When he wrote it?
Yeah.
Is that Jaws?
Yeah.
Let's see if there's a E.T. novel.
Jaws is a 1974 novel by American writer Peter Benchley.
Dang, Elliot's looking like a vampire right now. Looking like Edward Cullen. Yeah. You think
yeah, there is a novelization of it.
That's pretty cool.
William Kotzwinkle's novelization of Steven Spielberg's 1982 blockbuster E.T.
You're killing him. Listen.
And everyone just leaves him.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. It's like Elliot's had everything taken from him in a way.
It's like he's being taken away from himself.
Yeah. Sick mustache.
Is that your dad looked like in 82?
My dad was a sophomore in high school in 82.
So he's like Michael's age.
Yeah.
See, my parents...
Well, I mean, this was fall 82, so technically he'd been a junior.
My parents were only 11 years old.
Yeah.
So they're more like Elliot's age.
That was about, -16.
-15.
I like too when they start to escape.
Escape?
Yeah. Escape.
Okay.
What? I don't know.
You said escape.
I meant escape.
There's walkie-talkies. Where are the guns? I know it's not here. We're not at that scene yet.
There's an alien. I wonder what they're thinking right now.
Killer Will Byers cosplay, man.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Spot on.
I'm going to call it. I think he's dead. Why are they pronouncing like a time of death?
They give him a funeral and everything.
Open casket. Everyone come see him.
That doctor looks like a typical like 80s
man.
Yeah, like an author. If you look in the back of like a hardback from the 80s, it's like a guy that looks like that. It's a black and white photo.
It's like now he's dead, we can take off our masks because any virus isn't going to be there anymore.
Ew. It's kind of gross.
It's really gross. I mean, it's a corpse.
Yeah. Those nipples or just
no? Those little sensor reader things they stuck on. Ellie had them on his too. On him too. Sorry.
That was gross. Poor it.
That's probably Drew Barrymore actually crying.
Yeah. I think I saw something where she was actually crying or something. I feel like that's a false memory though.
No. That's at the end. They're all actually crying.
Because it's like the end?
Yeah.
I think didn't Spielberg shoot this movie in order to make it feel more continuous to the kids? Like it was happening like an end.
I thought I heard something about that too. I mean, that would make sense.
Like it was kind of going on the journey along.
Sure, it helps the kids.
That's why I like Spielberg, because of those little minor things like that. Imagine what the world would be like if this movie had never been made. It would suck.
Be different. Probably wouldn't have Star Wars.
That's not true.
Stranger Things would probably be a little different.
Yeah, definitely. Stranger Things may not even exist. But, I don't know. What kind of a tank is that? Like, do you think that's like
It's a keg.
It's a keg?
Yeah.
Like a freezer?
Some cores.
It's got like beer in there too. It's like, well, to save energy, we put the beer also in here with the body of E.T. Like, no.
They get to where they're going. Okay, everyone, good job.
We got a celebratory beer for E.T.'s life.
Pour one out.
So I guess he's frozen.
I think they're just keeping
They're just vaping in there.
Kind of. We know
I'm buzzed.
The lady who did the voice for E.T. was like 70 years old. She smoked 2 packs a day.
There's no way that's...
Look that up right now.
There's a lady who did the voice of E.T.
Yeah.
And her voice was actually like, ouch.
Yes.
I feel like that's false. I feel like that's fake. It's erroneous. I don't know. They specifically got her because of her voice was raspy.
Yeah.
Like they were trying to go for like a raspy voice.
Her name is Pat Welsh. She was a radio soap opera actress and only appeared in 3 films, all uncredited. The only movie in which she was seen in was... So anyway, she's the voice of E.T. in the film E.T. As a chain smoker, she had a raspy voice that gave E.T. his trademark speech sound. She also had been hired by George Lucas to voice Boushh in Return of the Jedi.
Bosk?
No, Boushh. Like the Leia in the Boushh disguise.
Oh.
Bosk isn't in Return of the Jedi.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I thought maybe you just mispronounced it and they got the movie wrong. But yeah, I didn't know that. What about the scream? Because the scream is pretty iconic. And it's not like raspy. It's just kind of like...
I'm sure that was probably done by Foley.
Yeah. No way.
Wow, symbolism!
Oh, God.
What?
No,
I said symbolism.
I know, it's just a little play on your soundbite. Yeah.
Little turtle looking there. It's the mouth. Yes.
Hit that phone home.
Elliot, I need you to get me out of here.
Like, I need claws.
Shut up!
It's like punches him in the face. Keep quiet. You name your son Elliot after this?
No.
I'm gonna name my son E.T. After E.T.
Ethan Thomas.
It. I think he was a pretty good child actor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
His performance was really good for his age.
Is he still a good actor though?
Yeah. I don't know how old he was here, but I mean he's definitely good. I think this was his first role. I think he just really had something going.
The script just worked. So, can you be our new dad now?
He's like hitting on them off. Like, I know he just died now, but what are you doing this weekend?
I mean, I've gotten to know your kids kind of well this past 15 minutes, but...
Yeah, you need somebody around the house. I saw the weeds in the back. Just be quiet.
You like Coors? I like Coors.
It's my favorite kind.
You know, I live just down the street.
It's messed up. She hasn't got a... Like, why would they let him... Like, yep, he's good. Just let him keep walking. All right, yeah, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing.
Okay, come on, kid.
It's a little... A New Hope a little bit. Because, you know, he's got... I'm driving.
Hi, driving.
Just
runs over every one of them.
Oh my God. It's okay. E.T. can heal them. Ooh. Is that road burn right there, you know?
No, because they got that thick protector on. They got their clothes on, and then it's all on top of that tunnel thing. So I think they're okay. It wouldn't feel great, but...
Like how he puts on his... What kind of hat was that? Like, it wasn't quite a fedora. It was like a...
I don't know.
Pony boy.
Stay gold, pony boy.
It'd probably break some bones. It's possible.
It would hurt.
Kind of rolling around and...
Oh, man, your feet?
Ooh.
Oh, I know where the priest going.
Dang it, dude.
Sorry.
Why?
Sorry.
It's just a joke.
Yeah, it is. Why is it taking you so long to do the rest of those?
This entire movie was just a lot of fun to watch as a kid. It was definitely one of those movies where every moment of it was just you're on the ride with them.
Hey, where you going? I'll drive too.
Stupid kid.
You mind if I tag along?
Let me drive, honey.
Let me. Oh.
Yeah, I feel like that would hurt.
I feel like they would have been able to get up there by now.
Yeah. Just think if they had to hit the brakes really suddenly, Elliot would be hurt.
Yeah.
or if they like gassed it too much.
Oh, Michael,
E.T. just goes flying out the back. Like, no, not the kids. Not the children.
How did they know, like...
Well, he said go to the top of the hill of the playground.
Yeah.
It's Jesus. That's what he was talking about, that guy.
Oh, he came back from... Oh, it's a resurrection.
Yeah.
And these are the apostles.
Yeah.
So who's Judas? The mom's Judas.
Or the sister.
Or the sister.
That kind of like the friend of Ferris Bueller's in the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Cam?
Yeah, the guy with the hat on. The gray hat. Not the hat on.
A little bit.
Gray hat. It's reality, Greg. I used to love those little, I don't know what they're called. Something gyms? What are they called?
Jungle gym?
Yeah.
Like they're yelling, no guns, they're children. Every one of them has a gun pulled.
I don't think in this version, yeah.
Well, no, they showed them run to that van just there. They were all...
Are those wireless headphones he's got? They're battery operated, I'm sure.
Yeah, double A's in both sides.
Sick. How would they connect to anything? Just radio?
I think they're more just aesthetic. I don't think he's actually listening to anything right now.
Why would they need any batteries? No, I'm saying like the ones back in the day that were like that. Because obviously that was a real product.
Oh.
Like how would it connect to things? Something like Bluetooth for your Walkman or whatever.
No, I bet when you listen, I bet they had an aux cable that plugged into whatever it is you were listening to.
Or maybe it was like a radio, like a portable radio, but it had right there the speakers. I don't know.
My dad used to ride they used to ride their bikes around like, they had hills like this, they used to ride their bikes around like that.
It's pretty cool. Vandalism.
Or if they're just off slightly.
One of those houses have been completed.
That house? Those houses?
I wonder if they're all done.
I'm sure.
Probably torn down, honestly. Or it's possible.
That neighborhood's still pretty big. I don't know where...
E.T. looks scared.
I don't know where this is in comparison to the neighborhood. I guess it's close. They can tell they don't have E.T. They know who has him.
Yeah, it's sitting in the basket. Well, E.T. or Elliot about wiped out right there. Or the stunt double did.
Who's got the basket with the figure of a small child wrapped in a white blanket?
Well, this one. What if E.T. pulled out a gun?
Oh, guns. Oh, yeah, look, okay, not the walkie-talkies.
Why would they?
Because they were getting ready to potentially shoot children. If need be, they were...
So there's versions where they have walkie-talkies?
They're holding walkie-talkies, yeah.
Did it show that revealing shot of
no,
the shotgun?
No.
I don't think it's that. I mean, it's more like shoot.
Do you think they need to pedal?
Well, I think it's better than just like them just still as can be, just riding up there.
I guess it helps you maybe maintain the balance too.
Yeah.
Like you fall with the bike, so
if you think about it, like I don't think you would technically need to. It's not like you can really, like what you're doing is adding to it.
They all stopped just perfectly. Sorry about that buzz. What's he doing? What's he doing with his hand?
Well, my thing is, it's almost like, well, how convenient in a way.
That just, yeah, the timing is. Also, look how much darker it is out.
Yeah, that's what I was noticing as well. They got there just in time. What if it just like took off back to the sky?
You don't
Like,
think that
no
was? You
sign
don't
of
think that
ET.
was picked up by any like radio towers or anything? No one saw that.
I mean, I'm sure, yeah. You'd have to. I mean, it's huge.
I mean, I guess that's why they came the first time. It's like, what the crap is that?
yeah.
Like, we think it's landing over here.
It's kind of gross. Excellent green screen. It's a very like old school like
That's like Land of the Lost
imagery
green
of
screen.
or like a envisioning of a spaceship
coming down.
Almost kind of like World of the Wars or
War of the
Worlds.
Worlds.
Not quite, but
It's the sequel, World of the Wars. It's a world of nothing but war.
Star Wars.
Wow.
They just pick up his little sister and forget E.T. Like, wait, no.
No, Gertie!
I'm sure, like, to the kids, E.T. felt like,
Real.
is a puppet. It felt like an actual, yeah. Because he was so well done, you know. Who's that standing right there?
That guy?
Yeah.
Don't know. Crew member?
Yeah, it's probably an accident.
It's Grip.
He's still there.
It's like, oh, we're not going to see you. The lighting is, you've got the light in front of you, so it's, yeah. Doesn't like Michael. Is this the first time Michael's touched him?
Maybe. Does E.T.'s wife? Where have you been?
Hey there. Oh, boy, you're fast.
What?
The agent of the mob's like, oh, man, it's like you're trying to run away from me. I'm keeping him.
Gives him a hug.
He takes him and
He told him to come with him.
Yeah.
Telling you. Like I said at the beginning, it sounded like a stretch.
well, because in Spielberg's last movie, in Close Encounters, Richard Dreyfuss goes on the ship. Wait, have you seen Close Encounters?
No, I'm saying I've seen most of it. I don't remember how it ends, but I've seen it multiple times when I was a kid.
I got to see that.
Beginning and stuff like that, and
I got to see that in the theater. That was cool.
so you think this was like a genuine?
That's the mom right there.
Okay, so yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I thought it was they were all standing in the same place, like behind them.
Looks a little bit like I feel like the mom looks a little bit like Sarah Connor.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Linda Hamilton, that's her name.
Agents is like, I'll be your calories. Anyway, yeah, it's
Tells him he's
so
gone.
stupid.
Tell her he's going to Mexico.
Yeah, it's a very sentimental moment.
Does E.T. sweat?
I guess so. I think E.T. would have bad breath.
Yes. I mean, he's got teeth. He picked up English rather
Pretty
quickly.
quick. Yeah.
How did they communicate?
Well, actually, if you think about it, their language, because their minds are connected, and language could possibly be
Nothing.
or not just nothing, but
It's just what they think and feel.
or like E.T. kind of downloads a little bit of Elliot's knowledge, like his understanding of words, maybe.
Yeah. Seen there because he didn't get his little plant he had originally.
It's not very mobile. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And they built
they don't wear clothes.
And they built this ship. A bunch of them built this ship. I like how we have Keys there acting like he's like been with us the whole time.
No. It just like closes.
How did the dog get there?
It probably just smelled for ET.
Because I don't think he was in the car. He certainly wasn't with the kids. This can't be that far away from the house.
What do you mean?
Like, this location can't be far from the house.
Yeah. Because, it's where I think they originally landed, too. So.
Yeah.
It's a good shot right there.
The little, the iris closing in.
Poor Elliot. And Et.
Where is everyone now? You can't see him anymore.
Yeah. It's definitely aged a bit.
That ship isn't that big.
It almost looks like a Christmas ornament.
It's very egg-shaped.
Oh, God. I didn't even realize it did that.
I forgot about that, too.
That's almost like, why would it do that? Like when it gets into hyperspace?
Reading Rainbow.
Yeah. It just kind of tells you, like, the, it is a kid's movie. Well,
it is. It's a kid's movie.
Yeah.
It's like straight.
Yeah, it's like, I'll never forget this moment.
I just gotta wait about 40 years.
He grows up and he writes like a best-selling novel.
Just gonna stand by
about his experience. Well, that was the movie.
That was E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial.
It's probably one of my favorite movies of all time.
I like it too. I hope you enjoyed this commentary. Nathan, we gotta go eat.
Yeah, we gotta go. We got people waiting on us.
Yeah, we do. So
probably angry at us.
Yeah, so go listen to the regular podcast. Give this a like. Share everything around. Go listen to the other commentaries if you haven't to. Look forward to more commentaries. And then
our email is personalpeoplepod@gmail.com.
Yeah, if you want to talk to us, suggest a movie for us to listen to or to comment over. Maybe even something we haven't even seen before. It can be anything.
But in the meantime, thank you for listening, watching, and goodbye.
Bye.